sorry. Did you see that? Well, you shouldn't have done that. You should switch. Why would I switch? That's such a hassle. You should go with Sky. They've got this new switch squad to help me get changed over. It's a dongle. A what? Dongle. Dongle? What? It's a dongle. That's fantastic. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, I feel so much more relaxed. Right?
Demand more from your broadband. With Sky Switch Squad, it's one call to join and get 6 months free broadband unlimited when you switch. Sky, building better. For a fresh welcome in your home, discover new Ambi Pure with a touch of Febreze. Febreze clears the air, and Ambi Pure releases the scents throughout your home. For a truly clear and sharp scent experience. Fill your home with the scents of new Ambi Pure with a touch of Febreze. New Ambi Pure plug is only £1 at Savers. See in store.
Now that says, that looks like it.
What I like about Sky though is that
And it says Mantis shrimp.
it's on the go, it's at work, it's in the car, it's in the doctor's waiting room. I could get Sky though everywhere without any interruptions. Like
Is Mantis shrimp the one that boxes? Boxing.
So, could be.
Because I said to you that that looks like that.
Boxing shrimp.
We'll
see.
I didn't even know that. It's perfect now then. I'm going to try it.
I've got the video on him. If he comes out, we'll see him.
Was he hiding?
He was sort of out quite a way when I started. Then I switched the camera and he went in. So but I think he came out sort of a quarter of the way out.
Different girls now looking for something a little bit more serious. eHarmony is a lot more detailed than others, but I think because of that you can find much better matches. A lot of the other websites just seem a little bit blasé. But compatibility has been really good, and we've never been short of conversation. I would say definitely have a look at eHarmony. They seem to care the most about getting you a good match.
Join eharmony.co.uk today and review your matches for free.
Obesity action. British doctors call for a 20% fizzy drinks tax and a 9 o'clock watershed on junk food ads. The government to hold calls in major supermarkets on how to restore public confidence when it comes to meat sales. The sky's the limit. David Cameron's mission to boost British business in India. The Foreign Office investigates reports that British workers among 7 people kidnapped in Nigeria. Warning, new research reveals millions of us are too dependent on digital devices. And Chelsea set up a potential quarter-final against Man United in the FA Cup.
This is Sky News with Stephen Dixon.
Very good morning. Thousands of doctors are calling on the government to take tougher action to halt Britain's obesity crisis. Measures they want include a 20% tax on fizzy drinks and a crackdown on when junk food ads are shown on TV. Well, the Academy of Medical Rheumatologists represents many British GPs and is calling for a ban on adverts promoting food high in saturated fats, sugars and salts being shown before the 9 o'clock watershed. A reduction in the number of fast food outlets near schools and leisure centres and an expansion in the number of weight loss operations being offered by the NHS.
Whatever we do isn't working. The obesity situation is getting worse. And the reason it isn't working is we're not addressing the root cause of obesity, and that is the food environment. Now, in reference to fizzy drinks in particular, there are certain drinks out there that have up to 9 teaspoons of sugar in them. And we know that sugar, in the liquid form in particular, is not only toxic to the body, but increases the risk of diabetes. It drives appetite. And we know that a 20% from modelling from fiscal and health modelling tells us that 20% tax would reduce consumption.
I've got my health correspondent Thomas Hall. We've heard things on a similar line to this before, Thomas. How serious is it that this is coming from the Academy of Medical Rheumatology?
Well, they've attacked the piecemeal approach of the past. They say that what we need is some joined-up approach to make sure that from the moment children are born, all the way through childhood, through their schooling, and then into adult life, they have this behaviour entrained that they don't turn to junk food, that it's just too easy to do so, and all these empty calories that we have easy access to, that like the fizzy drinks and so on, it's just sugar, there's no nutritional value to it whatsoever, that if you can hold back from resorting to those and going back to, I guess, what our parents did, and they drank water and milk, that's much better to do that, and that kind of behaviour that can be trained from an early age when you're going to be set up for adult life.
But it's interesting, isn't it, that they're in effect taking a punitive approach, treating it like you would tobacco, for example, rather than just trying to get a positive medical message through.
Yes, I think what they're feeling is that it's just junk food tends to be cheap. When people are looking for a bargain, it's very easy to put in the takeaway pizza in your shopping trolley or wherever, and that it's much easier to feed a family on a budget that way. That is the fear. What they believe, though, is that if we can make it less accessible in some way, either through taxation or by restricting access or by decreasing its visibility through cutting back on advertising at peak times, then you're going to remove that temptation.
A lot of people aren't going to like it, of course, and the idea of government being big brother, if you like, goes against a lot of principles that people believe in. And yet when it comes to the obesity problem, especially in young children, it is just getting worse, isn't it?
You're right. I mean, at the moment it's about 1 in 3. That's set to rise to 1 in 2 people will be obese by the time 2020 comes along. The NHS is already spending £1.5 billion treating the effects of obesity. So there is some interest there through the government. They need to keep down the costs as far as possible. And that is partly about preventing the problem, but also about treating. So that's where you see the increasing number of obesity operations, which are extremely effective in reducing the harms of obesity. Not only does the weight come down, but the risk of horrible diseases like diabetes, and heart disease and so on. These are things that really cost not only the patient.
Well, I hope it's not mantis shrimp because it kills other stuff and it can grow to 30 centimetres.
David Cameron has arrived in Mumbai.
30 centimetres?
The largest trade delegation.
Well, it can grow to the Californian one. Look, this one destroys the clam.
Travelling with them as well. It's been a busy morning for them already so far.
Well, David Cameron, as you say, he has a very big trade delegation. They say it's the biggest one that's ever been taken by a UK Prime Minister overseas. And the reason for that is obvious. You come to Mumbai, the opportunities are springing up all around. You can see buildings, there's obviously huge business and trade opportunities. And what David Cameron is anxious to do is to show that he's leading the business and trade fight, but also there are political things that can be done as well.
We've never ever noticed it before.
Discussions when he went to a PM Direct event with employees at Unilever, one of the first things he was asked about was visas. And the suggestion clearly seems to be here in India that people find it harder to get to the UK for legitimate purposes than they should do.
But maybe
David Cameron will say, turn the coin the other way, and you will see the fact that there are certain sectors of the Indian economy that haven't properly been liberalised, haven't properly been opened up. So those are the political endeavours that can be taken on by the Prime Minister and by his counterparts. But in the meantime, he and his business partners feel that there is a lot of reason to be optimistic, and that was what he was trying to put across when he spoke earlier.
As far as I'm concerned,
this one kills crab here.
It's about business, economy and trade, but it's also about culture, it's about politics, it's about diplomacy. India is going to be one of the leading nations in this century, and we want to be your partners, and that's why I'm here today.
Gary, thanks very much for leading with that. The Environment Secretary will meet food retailers this afternoon to discuss what can be done to restore consumer confidence after the horse meat scandal. A survey out today indicates that almost a quarter of people will cut the amount of processed meat they buy. Here's to one of them.
Discussions like this one in Britain make the most of rising sales due to the horse meat scandal. Today, the major retailers will meet with the government to discuss how they'll restore consumer confidence and stop a repeat.
We are completely determined to get reform of this, because no matter what the price of a product, the consumer should buy what is on the label. It is a fraud on the public.
Despite these reassurances, figures today show the ongoing crisis is having an impact on shoppers' habits. Almost a quarter of those polled said in the future they'll buy less processed meat. Around a fifth are already buying less meat in general, and 6% know someone who's become a vegetarian because of the scandal. One animal welfare charities claims the government was warned illegal horse meat was entering the food chain in 2011. DEFRA says it tightened checks up. As investigations continue, many stores, including Tesco in Iceland, are using newspaper